Good morning, my dear students. Once again, welcome to 11th standard accountancy subject. Okay, before going to today's discussion, just you will see one quotation. So, doing easily what others find difficult is talent. So, doing what is impossible with talent is genius. Okay. So, whatever everyone doing same thing, that is not talent. So, doing easily what others find difficult is talent. So, doing what is impossible with talent is genius. Okay. So, now again going to discuss same accounting equation, the continuation of the discussion what you discussed previous class for identifying the transaction. See here the continuation. So, as you know already, the accounting equation assets is equal to liabilities plus capital, or capital is equal to assets minus liabilities, or liabilities is equal to assets minus capital. So, assets is equal to equities. These are the equation you have to keep in your mind for working about this accounting equation. Okay. So, what is the accounting equation? So, as assets may be debit and credit, so increases and decreases. Similarly, liabilities also debit and credit, decrease and increase, opposite. Here liabilities and equity same manner. So whatever debit decreases, credit increases. But assets, debit means increase, credit means decrease. So that you have to keep in our mind. Okay. So as you know already, how we have to analyze a transaction. Again, once again repeated. So first step number 1, identify the amounts and account type. So 5 element. Step number 2, decide whether each account increases or decreases. Step number 3, determine whether the account equation in balance. So definitely account should be equal. Okay. So that's what are that 5 elements. See, these are the 5 elements what we discussed the previous class. So asset, liability, opposite of just asset, opposite liability. So income opposite expenses, income or revenue. Then finally we can say equity or capital. Correct. So whatever the asset increases and credit decreases, same manner we want to identify the 5 element, whether you have to know increase or decrease. Accordingly you have to enter in the account. Okay, that's what the example they given. So already we seen already, just to recollect for the our equation. Okay, now moving for the some transactions. Okay, see effects of the various transaction on accounting equation. Now we'll see one by one. What is the first situation? Sold some goods for cash and some on credit. So here sold goods worth 1,000 on credit and 2,000 on cash. Okay, so whatever we done our sales, we done in a two situation. One, we got money immediately, 2,000 on cash, then 1,000 on credit. Okay, so there naturally there are 3 accounts affected here. What are the 3 accounts? Transaction affecting here 3 accounts. So one is asset. So due to sale, naturally our goods gone out. Okay, that's why stock will reduce by how much? 3,000. Okay, again asset, because of credit sales, due to credit sales of 1,000, so debtors will increase by 1,000. Okay, then third one also asset, because we got cash, so due to cash sales worth 2,000, cash will increase by 2,000. That's why here 3 accounts involved, all the 3 accounts under asset. Okay, that is the discussion here. So what is the variables affected? So as an asset, cash. Then second one also asset in the form of stock. Third one also in the asset in the form of debtors. Okay. Then what are the effects of transaction? As a asset, naturally cash will increase by 2,000 because we got cash for sales. Then stock will reduce by 3,000 because goods gone out. Okay. So our stock will decrease by 3,000. Similarly, asset debtors will increase by 2,000. Okay. Sorry, not 2,000. It is 1,000 on credit. Correct. That's what. So here what is the equation here? See, accounting equation, third one. So asset here, only asset side only you have to give the effect. Cash will increase, we got cash 2,000. So stock will decrease, that's why within the bracket we want to mention 3,000. Then debtors 1,000 because of credit sale. That's why 2,000 plus 3,000, 3,000. This is the minus 3,000. So definitely become 0. Here also there is no liabilities, there is no capital. That's why accounting equation. Okay. So both sides equal. Okay. That's why the first transaction. Then moving for the second example. What is that second example? So second one, say return of goods by a customer. Suppose the customer returned goods. Okay, the Ram received, an example here, Ram received a return of goods from a customer to whom goods costing 5,000 were sold for 6,250. So here you have to keep in your mind the 5,000 worth of goods we sold for how much? 6,250. So that worth of goods now returned back. Okay, that's what you keep in your mind, how much we sold. Then what is the cost of the goods? Okay, 5,000 is the cost of the goods. We sold for 6,250. So naturally here affecting three accounts. How? Three accounts. Now we'll see as a stock. So naturally we get back our stock. So stock will increase by 5,000 due to sales return. Okay. Thereafter our debtors, second one asset. Our debtors also will decrease by 6,250 because we sold on 6,250. Now again we return back. Naturally debtors will decrease by 6,250. Okay. Debtors will decrease by 6,250. Okay, so this amount will come. Okay, this amount won't come. Okay, first one is over. Now second one. Second one, that's our discussion here, affecting three accounts. One is asset. Stock will increase by 5,000 due to sales return. Then here stock debtors will decrease by 6,250. Okay, so here this one will come. So only the 6,000. So as an asset, stock will increase by 5,000 due to sales return. So second one also affected asset. Debtors will decrease by 6,250. And third one, capital. So earlier the profit arising from sale of goods, isn't it? So 6,250 we sold. Then what is the cost of the stock? 5,000. So naturally 1,250 will no more exit due to sales return. So capital will decrease by 1,250. Earlier we shown as a profit. Now it is going to reduce. So what are the variables affected? Step number one, as an asset, cash. Then second one, asset, stock. Third one, capital, profit. Okay. So how the effects of transaction given? So as a asset, stock will increase by 5,000. Okay, we will get back our goods. So naturally asset debtor will decrease by 6,250. Okay. So earlier we sold, now we consider as a sales return. So naturally our debtor will decrease. Then finally capital, profit will decrease by 1,250. So how we are going to show accounting equation here? See here as a asset, here stock. So we got stock again returned back 5,000. So debtors reduced 6,250. Okay. So here also see here liabilities, profit 1,250 reduced. Okay. See here 5,000. Here 6,250 minus 1,250. We get it what? Minus 5,000. Okay. That's what the plus 5,000 minus 5,000. We get 0. So accounting equation always 0. Okay. That's what the discussion here. Second important transaction. Now move for the third one. Same manner, return of goods to supplier. Okay, so once you purchased earlier, now you have to return back to the supplier. That is called purchase return. Okay, so as a Ashik returned goods costing 5,000 to supplier of goods. So here only two accounts only affected. What is that? Stock as a asset. So stock will reduce by 5,000. Okay, because our return back the goods. So naturally our stock will reduce due to purchase return. And second one, liabilities. So as a creditors also will decrease by 5,000. Okay, so what is the variables affected? Step number one. Here only the asset in the form of stock and liabilities in the form of creditors. Okay, so two variables affected. Okay, so what is the effect of transaction? As asset, stock will decrease it by 5,000 because we return back the goods. So purchase return. Similarly, so once you return back the goods, our liability creditors also will decrease by 5,000. So you have to show the accounting equation. See here accounting equation. As assets, stock will reduce by 5,000. That's why showing within the bracket. Similarly, our liabilities under the creditors also shown as a bracket, within the bracket 5,000. That's what here also 0, here also 0. So accounting equation equal. Okay, that's what this transaction. Okay, I'm moving for the next one. So goods are destroyed by fire. Suppose sometime goods destroyed by fire when they are keeping in the warehouse. Okay, so now how the goods worth 5,000 are destroyed by fire. How we have to give the effect? Say as a because of the destroy, okay, asset coming under stock will reduce it by 5,000 due to fire. Similarly, our capital also, that loss where you are going to show capital only. That's why capital will decrease by 5,000 due to loss. So that is step number 1. So what are the variables affected? Here two variables. One is asset as a stock, then capital. So two variables affected. So what is the effect of transaction as a asset? Stock will decrease by 5,000 because of the fire, due to fire. We lost, damaged our stock. So totally our stock is affected due to fire. That's why our stock will decrease by 5,000. Similarly, how you have to give the effect? So our capital will decrease by 5,000. So because of the fire, our stock will destroy. That's why you have to show as a loss. Okay. How you have to give the equation? See accounting equation. See here. How the accounting equation? As a asset, stock will reduce it by 5,000. Similarly, our capital as a loss, we want to show reduce it by 5,000. So both sides equal. Okay. Then next transaction. The payments received from a customer to whom cash discount was allowed. Okay. Here, it's a very important discussion here. As a Ganga received cash from a customer. So what you sold already, we got money now. Okay. So 19,800. That person given money. 19,800. And allowed her discount 200. So actually how much she has to pay? 20,000, but she paid only 19,800. So that's what we received cash from a customer. So discount is 200. We allow discount for 200. So here what are the transaction affected? Here transaction is affecting 3 accounts. So what is first number 1? As a asset, cash will increase by 19,800 because we got cash. Okay. How much we got? 19,800 due to the amounts received from a customer. Okay. Second one is what? Asset. Asset debtors will decrease by 20,000. So once the debtors given the money, automatically debtor balance will decrease. Okay, 20,000. Then you want to show the 200. Where you have to show that discount allowed 200. How you got 200? 20,000 minus 20,000 minus 19,800. Okay, 19,800. So to the customer, decrease the capital. So that discount allowed, we have to show in a capital. So what is the variables affected? One is asset, you got money, cash. Then naturally, debtors reduced because they paid the money. Okay, we got money from the debtors. Okay, that's all the asset. Then capital to one of the third variable. That's why asset, cash, asset here, debtors here, capital. What are the effects of transaction here? See, as a asset, cash will increase by 19,800. We got money. Okay. So naturally, second one as a asset, debtors will decrease by 20,000. Okay. So our debtor now repaid. So we have to reduce how much? 20,000. The only difference 200. The capital will decrease by 200. How we have to show the equation? See here, as a cash, we got 19,800. As a debtors, reduced. That's why you are showing in the bracket 20,000. Then liabilities 0. So capital, we want to show as a discount, allowed 200. Understood? So 19,800 this side. So 20,000 minus figure. Then here also 200 minus figure. So 20,000 minus 200, 19,800 negative figure. So accounting equation equal. Okay, always we have to show the equal. Then we have to move for the next example. So payment made to a supplier who allowed cash discount. Here you paid money. How much? As a creditors of 1,000 accepted at 900. Okay. And allow discount of 100. So creditors, we have to pay actually how much? 1,000. They accepted just 900. Okay. So they allow discount for us 100. So here how many accounts affected? Here also 3 accounts affected. How? See here as a asset, our cash will decrease by 900 due to payment to creditors. Okay. As a liabilities, naturally, our creditors will decrease by 1,000. Okay. How much? 1,000. As a capital increased by 100 because we got discount received 1,000 minus 900. So due to discount received on payment to creditor. Okay. So here what are the 3 accounts? One is asset, then liabilities, then capital. That's what step number 1. What are the variables affected? So one is asset in the form of cash, then liability, the form of creditors, capital. Okay. How the effects of transaction. See, as a asset, naturally, we paid how much? 900. That's why cash will decrease by 900. Then liability, as a creditors, will decrease by 1000. Okay. But capital will increase by 100 as a profit. That's what how we want to show as a equation. See here the as a accounting equation as a asset 900. Okay, we got asset as a cash we paid. That's why reduced cash. That's why within the bracket 900. Here creditors, liability set, creditors also reduced 1000. So we have to show in the bracket. Then see in the capital profit 100. Okay, that's all. See here 900, here 900. Okay, see here 1000 negative figure, 100 positive figure. So finally here also we get it final equation 900. That's what here also 900, here also 900. That's what the accounting equation equal. Okay, that's what the discussion here. It's a very interesting thing. So we discuss discount allowed, how you have to give the effect, discount received, how you have to give the effect. So whenever discount allowed, discount received, so totally 3 accounts are involved. That's what you have to keep in your mind whenever you have to do the accounting transaction. Okay, our 7th one example. The loan taken. One of the situation. So Ram borrowed 5,000 from Shyam. Okay. So the transaction is affecting 2 accounts. How? As a loan we got cash. That's what cash will increase by how much? 5,000 due to borrowings. And similarly liability. So due to the amount payable to whom? Shyam. That's why liability will increase by 5,000 as a loan. See here giver is what? As a Shyam. So as a liability you want to pay later on. Correct. That's what 2 variables. So step number 1, so variables affected. Okay. How? As a asset, the form of cash. As a liability, as a lender. We got loan. Okay, from Shyam. Okay. So how the effects of transaction? Here effects of transaction. See asset as a cash will increase by 5,000. Okay. So because we got cash in the form of loan, so liability will increase by 5,000 as a loan. How you have to give the effect of accounting equation? See here, how you have to give the accounting equation. Accounting equation here, see here. As a asset, we got money in the form of loan, cash, 5,000. So here, liability also increased as a loan, 5,000. This side also 5,000, here 5,000. Okay. Our left hand side is equal to right hand side. Always accounting equation equal. Okay. That's what the here discussion here. Done. Our next one. Repayment of loan. Here we repaid. So earlier example we got loan. Suppose we repayment of loan, how you have to give the effect? Here as a raw cash repaid a loan of 10,000 along with interest of 100. Now he repaid with principal amount with interest. So okay, how many transaction affected here? Transaction affecting 3 accounts. How? See as a asset, cash will reduce by 10,100 due to repayment of loan. So our cash is reduced because repayment of loan. And second one, liability. As one you paid the loan, our loan will become nil. So that's why loan will reduce by 10,000. Okay. Thereafter, the capital, the payment of interest, where we want to show? We want to show in a capital. Payment of interest, reduce the capital. So naturally our capital reduced. So what is the first step number 1 variables affected? See, one is asset, the form of cash. Then liability, the form of loan. Third one, capital. The 3 variables affected. Asset, liability, capital. Okay. Then how you have to give the effects of transaction? See here. As a asset, so naturally cash will decrease by 10,100. We paid our principal money and interest 10,100. Then liability. Loan will decrease by 10,000 because we got loan. That's why the liability loan 10,000 decreased. Then capital will decrease by 100. We have to show as a loss because as a interest we paid. Correct. So we have to give the accounting equation. See here, it's accounting equation. As a asset, cash reduced how much? 10,100. Here also liabilities loan reduced 10,000. So as a interest 100, you want to show under capital. That's what here also 10,100 in the form of our asset side. So this side also liabilities and capital together 10,100. So accounting equation equal. Okay. Then here suppose a expense paid. Okay. See here. Suppose here expense paid, one of the situation. So rent paid 2,000. So the transaction is affecting here 2 accounts. So one is asset, the form of cash. So cash will decrease by 2,000 on payment of rent. Okay. So similarly capital. So that expenses where you want to show any capital, payment of rent in cash will reduce the capital by how much? 2000. That's what the discussion here. So how we have to give the step number 1? What are the two variables affected? One is asset, the form of cash, and capital. Okay. Thereafter, step number 2, effects of transaction. What is that? Asset. So cash will decrease by how much? 2000. We paid the rent, correct? So naturally cash reduced. Then capital also decreased by 2000 in the form of expenses. Okay. So how you have to give the accounting equation? See here. So asset. So naturally cash reduced how much? 2000. That's why I shown in the within the bracket. So liabilities 0, but capital anyway expenses. That's why here also I have to show only in capital only. So reduce how much? 2000. So accounting equation equal. Okay. Then the opposite. Here the income is received. So rent received 2000. Here we got some income in the form of rent. Okay, we let out some houses for rent. We got money. So rent received 2000. Here the transaction affecting two accounts. Okay, so one is asset. The cash will increase due to the amount received for rent 2000. Okay, then our capital. So amount received for rent will increase the capital by 2000. Okay, so here also cash will increase because we got money. So the form of we have to show under asset. Cash will increase 2000 as a capital, as a income amount received for rent we shown as a capital side. Okay. Then what are the variables affected? Here step number 1, the two variables affected. So one is what? As a asset, see cash. Then capital. What are the effects of transaction? So asset, cash will increase by 2000. So capital will increase by 2000. Okay, that's what the effects of transaction here. Now you have to show in accounting equation as a asset, we got money. So rent received, we shown under cash 2000. Liabilities 0 as a capital income, we want shown as a 2000 under the head of capital. So accounting equation equal. Okay, so this is the way we want to discuss for each and every transaction, and collectively you have to work out the problem. Ultimately, as accounting equation, for number of transactions, we want to show finally what is our assets is equal to liabilities how much and capital how much. That's our discussion. We discuss for the detailed exercise in next discussion. For this examples, the previous class and this video, you have to understood how you have to give the transaction. Likewise, step number 1, like how, see variables affected. Then step number 2, effects of transaction. Then accounting equation. You have to prepare individually for each transaction. Thereafter, you have to work out collectively for the accounting equation exercise. For the number of, for example, under 10 transactions, they will give you one by one. For that, how we are going to work out. That you will see our next video. Okay. For this now video, you understood earlier previous class also some 10 transactions. So this class 10 transaction. You please look out once again detailedly, then accordingly you have to work out the worksheet. Okay. I hope that you understood accounting equation very much. Okay. So thank you very much for watching my presentation.